AIM is a missionary apprentice program focused on preparing you for evangelism, whether in just everyday life or to see if you want to go into long-term missions. We spend 8 months in Lubbock, Texas, taking Bible classes, doing service projects, just overall learning to work with people. And then after that, we have about 14 to 18 months somewhere on a field, sort of like an internship under a pre-established missionary. So yeah, that's AIM.
During the first 8 months of Lubbock time, we are divvied up into teams with our classmates where we get to go out into the mission field. And there's mission fields all over the world, such as fields in Europe and Africa and South America and in the United States.
Throughout your 9 months in Lubbock, you'll be going through various classes that will equip and prepare you to be a better disciple and a better worker in the harvest field. Some of these classes are based directly in the text of the Word, where you're studying people, you're studying Jesus, you're studying the Romans and the early church in Acts, and you're just looking at them and what was going on there and how you can learn from it and take away from it and apply it in your own life. Some of these classes are based for your spiritual growth and your relationship with God, nurturing and filling yourself up so that you can fill into other people. And like a crucible, they put you through fire and they put you and challenge you in a good way so that you can continue your life even after AIM with this knowledge and this information, and you can make more workers even after your AIM time.
So we go on a lot of trips while you are staying in Lubbock. Every single year, the AIM class takes a trip down to Mexico City and Apoxco, Mexico. It's a great opportunity to be able to see different cultures, see how the church works in both an international place and even domestic.
The friendships that you develop while you're here, they really become more like family than friends. But you go on all of these class trips, and while you're on the bus for like 13 hours together, you get super close with people, and we all live in the same apartment complex. And it's just a really good just bonding opportunity. We also go on a thing called Challenge Week, and that's really where me and my team got really close. You spend so much time together and you get to know each other's habits and personalities and maybe pet peeves, but you get so close where it's basically like family.
And this is the mission field. It's the time that you've been waiting for to put into practice everything that you've been learning and training in the past 8 months in your Lubbock time. It's the time that you get to go out of your comfort zone and have exponential growth in faith and maturity and many more. You get assigned to a place, you get assigned to a new team that goes with you, and you get assigned to a coordinator. And the purpose of the coordinator, usually they're missionaries that have much experience and they can mentor you on how to do well on your field. Something that I've learned while I was in my field in Liberia is that God sends us everywhere for a reason. And just like I am teaching them, I am also learning from them. And I have been so encouraged while at the same time I am encouraging them.
Field time is a time for you to experience new things that you've never experienced before. For me, it's been living in a different country, learning a different language, and learning new skills on how to bring the gospel and Jesus to a completely different culture than my own, which has been pretty incredible.
Something you will grow a lot in during your field time that I have too is confidence. Being confident in a whole new culture and sometimes even a different language is completely different than if you were at home. Building confidence and spreading the love of Jesus everywhere you go and in creating relationships with people who aren't a part of your own culture definitely grows you and teaches you what ministry is all about.
Hi, my name is Miguel. I'm in the class 2025. I'm from Mexico, but I'm working here in Tacoma, Washington. My field time has been awesome. Sometimes we think that working in the same country in the United States, we don't learn from another cultures, but this is a very multicultural field. So I've been learning ASL, some of my teammates have been learning Spanish. So we have been able to be working with the Hispanic community, with the deaf community, and it's been very awesome. Our coordinator is awesome. People here in the field is very welcoming. So the field time is really awesome, just in general.
Your field time is when you get to take all of the things that you've spent months learning in Lubbock and the things that you've been filled with, and you get to pour those things out to new people. One of the coolest things I've had the privilege of experiencing during my field time has been seeing the way that the gospel works in a different culture, and getting to see the differences and the way that people receive the gospel back home and the way that people receive the gospel here. I've gotten to teach Bible classes, I've gotten to speak to people in a new language and live in a completely different culture.
Growing up around Amers, I always saw the impact that they had, and I made a decision for myself when I was a senior in high school that I wanted to be just like them. And I just see in Amers how impactful they can be and how servant-hearted they are, just always willing to do what's right. And when you become an Amer, you get immersed in this culture that is so beautiful, and you get to take these classes that are just unbelievable for your faith. And it has shown me truly who Jesus is and who God is and the Father that he is, and the way that he loves me as his own, and he chooses me every time even though I mess up. So AIM is an amazing way to learn about yourself through your Father's eyes.
Alright, why I came to AIM is a tricky one, because I didn't grow up around AIM. I didn't know what AIM was until about June, and school starts in August. But what I had was the desire to serve God. I had the desire to be closer to Christ, be closer to God, and do what he wanted me to do in life. And praying in that way for that specifically, for him to use me the way he wants me, he brought me here. And this is a place that has prepared me to share my faith, prepared me to talk to people about Jesus and serve the Lord more diligently.
My spiritual life was very dry and stale before coming to AIM, and I felt like I needed something more, and I didn't know how to find that something more. And so I wanted to come to AIM to be surrounded by like-minded people who are also searching for something more from God. And AIM really did fill that cup a lot. Well, not AIM, but God through AIM.
I did not grow up in the church, and when I did become a Christian, I saw a lot of areas in my life I was lacking, and I heard AIM was a good place to meet those needs that I didn't have and to grow. So I came to AIM, and I was challenged mentally, I was challenged physically, in a lot of aspects to grow in my knowledge of Scripture, to grow as a leader in the church, something I never got before. And it was a great experience to be stretched and molded into a man of God or a woman of God that you want to be a lifelong disciple no matter where you're at, whether it be in the workplace or full-time ministry. It is a growing opportunity and experience that you can't get anywhere else.
So during our Lubbock time, we go on various amounts of, let's do that again. So we go on a lot of trips while you have, so while you are, now I'm overthinking it!
It's cutting his head off!
So, let's get real personal here, okay?
Just don't lift your head up at all.
Don't.
Yeah.
And to grow. Okay.
Wait, hold on. It zoomed in.
Let me make some room.
Throughout your 9 months, throughout your 9 months in Lubbock, you go through various classes that will equip and improve.
Wait, does it mean go?
Is it on?
Okay.